Hello YouTube, this is Gitonix here, and because a lot of people have been asking me about things about a cold boazon on season 12 of Project Diablo 2, I decided to do a little guide for you. We will go through all the basics. We will go through the gear just very quickly at first, and then we're going to put a timestamp and do a comparison of ice crossbow and Pus Spitter at the end, and some of the gear choices, why I made them, and what you can do when you're working towards the full build. Alright, so let's get to it. Now, full disclaimer, this is the build as I managed to put it together on my own within the first 8 days of the season, so there's a few things which are not completely perfect, but you'll see that for yourself. Without any further ado, let's jump in. So, stats, as most builds, strength and dexterity as much as you need for your gear. Rest in vitality. We're doing 16 to 18k cold arrow damage, shooting 15 arrows, and we don't really care about our attack rating because ice has ignore targets defense, and our mercenary is running infinity, which reduces enemy defenses. As for the resistances, I do not need actually more than this to map comfortably, but especially until the point where you one-shot everything, you should be looking to max out your resistances. I will probably... I am looking for some boots, some Tri-Res rare boots, which are very expensive to fix these, but as I say, I don't really die in maps because I don't get hit anyways. So, let's run through the equipment really quick now. Again, as I said, we'll do a deep dive at the end of the video. So, ice demon crossbow base, very important, the base there. Night wings, full facets, blood amulets, as much skills and resistances as you can. Faster run walk, life after each kill is our lifeline. The new Frozen Sorrow Warbolts, they're absolutely amazing. Mine one only has +3 additional arrows, but doesn't matter. We're running Silks of the Victor, Snow Clash with a Pierce Corruption, Dracul's Grasp for the LPK. We're running Merman Sprocket, Wisp Projector, and then a random ring which fixes our res and adds MPK. For the charms, we're running a Geeds, then all crossbows killers, most of them faster run walk. We have one lifer that we found, and one FHR charm, 2 skill Annie, torch, and assorted small charms with MF, life, run walk, resistances, whatever we could get along the way. I didn't buy a single one of these, they're all self-found. For the mercenary, Infinity is a must. We're running the Ferocity Innocence approach. Now this is very expensive and definitely not mandatory, but if you are going for these, then I suggest you go for one of the slower or like middle attack frame bases, such as Ogre Axe or Stygian Pike, because then you're reaching the 11 attacks, the 11 frames per attack breakpoint, just with you have only one slot for increased attack speed, and if you went for a faster base, actually a man catcher only goes to 10 with this setup, so I don't think that one frame is worth it, especially as we have Blade Shield to proc his attacks and lifesteal and such. Skills very quickly, nothing interesting here. Max Cold Arrow and synergies. As much pierce as you need to reach 100 pierce, max evade, rest of points into dodge. Evade is for movement. Now let's look here. Here are the interesting things. Of course, elemental mastery, elemental pierce as much as you can get. It can only get a little higher than this. I have 30 hit recovery. If I bow, I get to 31. And I have 1 extra pierce, so I should have 1 point allocated differently, but my next level I'll put 1 point in dodge, reach 32 FHR. Here we don't care about this, except this last line. We care about projectile pierce, so on your gear you definitely need to get to 100 or as close as possible. And we really care about this, our LPK and MPK. I strongly recommend on the cold arrow zone build to go for at least 15 life per kill, and 3 mana per kill is all we need, is the sweet spot. Less than that you sometimes run out of mana, more than that is redundant. So 1 corruption on a ring solves this for you. Magic Find only 66, but we have a very easy way how to. We played most of our season with almost 200 MF, and I'll show you how to get that done in a short while. So you have seen a little bit of how this clears at the beginning. Now let's just continue, kill a few monsters, and then we'll talk about what makes this build so good. Apart the fact that without looting gems, I do Citadel maps full clears in 4.5 minutes. And if I loot gems and charms and jewels and such, it takes me about 6 minutes to fully clear this map. Now look at it. Yeah, so this is how it plays. It's very smooth. We have a lot of damage. We almost one-shot everything. We have a lot of sustain, so we're very comfortable. One-click build, no pre-buffs except CTA. Very dad gamer stuff actually. Okay, so classic. So I have borrowed here a perfect 4 open socket, 4 skills Pus Spitter to show you, and we're gonna try it, and I'm gonna show you why I strongly believe that ice is actually the superior choice for clear speed, especially for tier 1 and tier 2 maps, but you will see that it's actually also faster for tier 3 maps as well. If I was playing in a group, I think Pus Spitter is better, because the extra damage is actually not wasted, but yeah, there you go. So let's start with that. Now I'll show you something. So the playstyle, right, is you shoot and you walk. I'm using WASD movement. It's definitely not necessary. I do that and also I use the skill on space so that I can practically just move my mouse without clicking, avoiding carpal tunnel when playing so much of PD2. Now, the thing is, Pus Spitter has much more damage, allows us to wear different gloves as well, so we actually get overall 3k more damage, which is about 15% overall damage on top of ice, but and as well as lower resist. But the problem with Pus Spitter is this. 14 frames per attack, and it's not a problem because you need to stand somewhere and it just delivers the bolt slower. The problem is because you want to play as a shoot and run in the maps to be really efficient, and because it takes us 4 frames to attack, it takes a very long time to actually get running and finish the animation, and that makes us very slow. The other problem is that because the animation is so long, you can get interrupted by enemy attacks, put into hit recovery, or just interrupted while shooting. And so it's not only much less smooth and fast, but it's also more dangerous to actually use the Pus Spitter. And because we already one-shot everything, as you could see with the ice crossbow, look, if I shoot with the ice crossbow, I can start running so fast that I can actually even run ahead of my bolts. Like, overall, the clear speed is night and day. There's almost a minute of difference if I try to clear high density tier 3 maps with ice compared to really juiced up GG Pus Spitter. So hopefully that settles the argument. Now, of course, Pus Spitter is an amazing starting weapon. You can put it on your Mercenary as well for the lower res until you have infinity. There's really nothing wrong with the weapon. It's extremely strong, but ultimately, because of the speed and because of the play style, I strongly believe, and hopefully now you do as well, that ice is the superior choice. I have seen some people doing ice in the Gorgon crossbow base. That's, of course, I think it's not controversial to say that it's purely a mistake, because we don't care about damage. We only care about attack speed, and with the demon crossbow base, we reached the 9 frames per attack without any IS gear at all, because there is 20 IS on the weapon itself, and that's all we need. Of course, the Pus Spitter allows us, because the Pus Spitter has 20 life or 20 to 25 life after each hit, it allows us to drop the Dracul's Grasp and use IAS bow gloves instead, which can help with our resistances. It can, and of course, this helps with the damage as well. But hopefully, I'm actually, you know, just to illustrate the point fully, I'm going to show you what happens if I try to clear with the Pus Spitter. Yeah. So of course it's still fast, but the moment I start getting hits from somebody, because I take so long to actually shoot the bolt, it slows me down significantly and interrupts the attack, and you're more likely to die as well. And because everything dies on one hit anyways, whether the lower is procs or not, I really don't actually need it. Yeah, there you go. So that wouldn't have happened on the when using the ice. Hopefully you see my point here. I'm gonna show you how I clear the rest of the map with my setup. But now let's move on to the other gear. Hopefully this settled it. Before Nightwing's Whale, or that's of course is absolute best in slot, you can use Amazon Circlet with two Amazon skills, fast run walk. It can fix your resistances. Placeholder facets are amazing. The 3-3 or 3-4 facets are very cheap, and they are only half, you know, they're more than half as good as perfect 5-5 facets. 2/3 as good actually. For the amulet, Bloodcraft, yeah, really, it gives you everything that you need. Of course, because now I'm using Silks of the Victor for the armor, I could use an amulet without an LPK corruption, just a classic 5 LPK amulet, get more plus skills here, get more resistances, but, you know, it's quite early in the season. These things are hard to get. Frozen Sorrow, as I mentioned, only 3 bolts. In my opinion, it doesn't matter. You shoot 15 bolts compared to 16. It's really almost no difference. You cover the entire, or almost the entire screen anyways. So for the armor slot, I highly recommend what I was running for almost my entire journey, getting to this point, farming. I got to this point only mapping. And I was running Scalder's Ire. I think it's an excellent armor for this build, especially early on, because you get above level 90, you get roughly 140% magic find, which together with the map mod puts you over 200, and it just feels good. You find a lot of good things. And the only difference between the Scalder's and this armor is that this gives me 25 run walk, a little bit of the LPK, and of course, and that's it. Yeah, that's the only difference. Now I was running 2 socket Scalders with an all resistance corrupt, which was fantastic. It was solving my resistances early on, so don't be afraid to, you know, switch this out. It's also probably good to say that the absolutely perfect armor for this build, the dream armor, would be a crafted Amazon armor or rare one with natural 3 sockets, 1+1 Amazon skills, all resistances, and PDR. slammed for +1 all skills, so that would be amazing. Arcane's Valor is an option, but a vastly inferior one, I believe, to all the others, because you really don't care about vitality or faster hit recovery, and it just has an extra plus skills. Skin of the Viper Magi can be very good actually, because you get skills and all res. Many options. Ormus Robes, also very nice. That's probably the highest damage option, but the run walk and the LPK on this are just much more fun. Plus this has style points for days compared to Ormus. Looks better as well. Now for your gloves, belt and boots, there's many options here. What you're really looking for here is to reach your 100% pierce. So if you can't get, you know, gloves with a nice pierce corruption, use Magnus Skin for 20% pierce, especially if you can't get a Pierce Slam Snow Clash. These are very expensive. This one cost me a vial, so it's a bit tough. But of course, you can use Drax, regular Snow Clash with a random corruption, and you can use Threads of Catan for 20% pierce for your boots. Stacking Run and Walk really only becomes important the moment you have enough damage to comfortably one-shot everything, and then Run Walk is really your bottleneck on how fast you can clear, especially for tier 1, tier 2 maps. It shouldn't take too long, really just basic gears with random corruptions and placeholder facets, and you can already run tier 1 maps at a fantastic speed. So there's that. Other options, of course, rare boots with resistances if you need. Snow Clash I wouldn't really replace. 2 skills are just way too good. And gloves, of course. This is for LPK, it's for my comfort, and because I'm using the ice crossbow, I don't get the life on hit. I want to reach my my at least 15 or 20 LPK, so this is fantastic. For rings, any skill ring works. I like Wisp Projector the best because it gives my mercenary damage and gives us attack rating as well. Because ignore target defense doesn't work against uniques and bosses, so more attack rating is good against these. My other ring just solves resistances and MPK. But of course you have room to play. You can drop a resistance ring for a skill ring and add a resistance charm, or you can what is really good about socketed bolts actually is that they work as shields, so you can put perfect diamonds in them for 19 ores for very cheap. So early on, instead of facets, you can have ores jewels in there, and as I mentioned, I think before, having capped ores early on is very important. And yeah, I hopefully that answers all your questions and you understand, you know, the gear choices, the way we made them. And now let me show you how I finish clearing this map, or at least a little further. You see, hopefully you can see how much smoother this is compared to the Pus Spitter, because it's much faster. And sure, like we have these fat monsters, which with a champion pack, so of course they die slower. But overall, the fact that we can attack faster puts the monsters into hit recovery more consistently, and that's what makes us safer. Either puts them into hit recovery, or as you can see right away, like even uniques or champions that do not have a cool dress enchant just die in one hit very easily. Alright, thanks YouTube. Zoom, bye bye.